Darling in the Franxx is a show that has an amazing story, perfect pacing, great plot development, and a once-in-a-lifetime waifu. So why is it that people say not to waste your time with it? Why do people hate on it or say it leaves them depressed? If I'm honest, I have no idea. So let's look at why, in my opinion, Darling in the Franxx is a masterpiece. The story is set in a distant future. The land is ruined and humanity establishes the mobile Fort City plantation. Pilots produced inside the plantation live in what is known as a bird cage. Children live there knowing nothing of the outside world or the freedom of the sky. Their lives consist of battling to carry out missions. Their enemies are mysterious giant life forms, and children pilot robots called Franxx to face off against them. For the children, riding the Franxx proves their existence. A boy named Hiro is also called Code 016, and he was once known as a prodigy. However, he has fallen behind and his existence seems unnecessary. Not piloting a Franxx is the same thing as ceasing to exist. One day, a mysterious girl known as 02, a girl with two horns, appears before him. Yep, alright, well that's bought. Should be here by the time this video goes up. Anyway, 02 takes on Hiro as her new darling, you'll hear this word a lot, to pilot a specific Franxx. 02 is a different kind of pilot though. She can pilot an entire Franxx on her own, but to use this specific Franxx to its full ability, she uses a fodder to suck the life out of, killing many of her partners after 3 rides. But Hiro is able to ride many more times with her. There's just something special about him. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead because if you're watching this, I hope that you have seen the entire show. I can honestly say I adored every bit of this show. It made me laugh, cry, yell at the screen. It had me hooked. I didn't want to watch anything else because I was so enthralled with this show. What's more, it's a mech, and I don't even like mech. Like at all. But this one, I'm willing to make an exception. This show centers on the idea of love and emotions and how important it is for being a human, and boy does it sure make you emotional. I swear I was crying like 90% of the time. Another great part of this show is how well the characters develop. You can see that they took their time with these characters. They made them so human that I felt their pain and anger. I laughed with them, and at one point I hated them. Remember when they wouldn't let Hiro and C02? Ichigo was like, "You probably hate me." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I kind of do." Ugh. Like, I get it, you're trying to protect him, but it's not your choice. Just let him see her. What's crazy is seeing the huge plot twist. What got me was Hiro knew 02 way long ago when they were kids, and he gave her the name 02. And that was the origin of the word darling. Like what? That blew my mind. Then we see that those were the 3 words she first used when they met each other. So it's like she never even forgot about it, even though they tried to erase her memories. And just when everything seemed to be getting better, they had to face a new enemy who wasn't their enemy, but their real enemy was the person who thought they weren't their enemy. That's just too much story for one video. Okay, look, I want to discuss something, okay? Everything I read and see about this show complains about the ending ruining the show. I mean, even this guy said that it might not be a happy ending for everyone. And my question is, how? It ended just how it should have. 02 and Hiro became one with another and completed their mission. On Earth, everyone else is doing their part to put society on the new path. I mean, everyone was where they needed to be. Most people complain about how 02 and Hiro died in the show. Well, of course they were gonna die! They entered a no-turning-back portal and destroyed a planet. Their spirits were sent flying through space to find their way home. What did you expect? I've read complaints about how they never got to see Group 13 again. Again, obviously they wouldn't. They're millions of light years away. They can't just go home in a second. Yes, it's sad that they never got to talk to the group again, but everything was as it should be. See, years later, their spirits return, and they get reincarnated. A boy with scruffy black hair meets a pink-haired girl, and that's the end. I'm sorry, but that's the perfect ending. They reincarnated in the world their friends built for them, and they can start their new lives without fear. They get a second chance to write their own new story. What exactly did people want? I just can't see a better end. You know what it felt like? You know what it felt like. It reminded me at the end of Angel Beats. Just as Kanade and Yuzuru were about to reunite in their new lives, the show ends. It's a very satisfying end. And everyone, including me, praises Angel Beats. Yet they curse Darling in the Franxx. And they say the ending is rushed. I'm sorry, have you ever seen Chaika the Coffin Princess? That is a rushed ending. Darling took its time. You know, I just don't get it. You know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to, you know? Darling in the Franxx plays with a reality check. Nothing lasts forever and not everyone wins. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Unless the cake is 02. Then you can have the cake and eat it too. This show balanced the 24 episode anime how it should be. You remember in my ReZero video I said 24 to 25 episodes were unnecessary? Not in this case. They executed it flawlessly and left me wanting more each episode. Okay, so you probably just think I'm biased because of how much I like Zero 2. You probably think if Zero 2 wasn't in the show, I wouldn't like it as much. That is indeed a fair point. Zero 2 is the definition of a waifu, and at this point it's hard to deny that idea. Alright, I'll tell you what. I'll take Zero 2 out of the equation. Is Darling in the Franxx still good? Sure. The romance would probably just shift to an Ichigo love triangle and it would drastically change the story. Honestly, it's kind of difficult seeing anything after the first 2 episodes because Zero 2 and Hiro save the day. I mean, if you take out Darling, you end up with just the Franxx, which is a less catchier title, I might add. I mean, without Zero 2, you have ReZero. Yeah? Look, all terrible jokes aside, Zero 2 is great, strong, and perfect. We all agree. But she adds so much to the story, and maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't have been as good without that honey-loving, crazy, beautiful darling we know. So in short, the story is great, but Zero 2 added some serious magic. Darling in the Franxx will go down as an absolute favorite of mine. It's so good, I decided to award it a 10 out of 10 medal, a rare reward. Not one episode seemed unnecessary, the characters were fantastic, I was cheering for Zero 2 and Hiro's love the whole time, I got plot twists, I laughed, I cried, I smiled, and I completely fell in love. Honestly, if you haven't seen this show, put it on your list. Or you know what, stop watching this video and go watch it now. Because it's just that good. I cannot stress enough how amazing it is. In the end, Darling in the Franxx is amazing anime that I think was judged way too harshly. It's a masterpiece and I'm so sad to say that I put off for so long. I'm glad I watched it and I loved it. Did I mention I love Zero 2? Just checking. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you didn't like Darling in the Franxx, that's no problem, okay? You can like and dislike whatever anime you want, but I just love this show so much, I wanted to give it some love because I think it deserved it. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Darling in the Franxx. Did you like it? Did you enjoy the ending? Did it make you cry? Certainly made me cry. Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, I'm out. Peace. See ya!
Yes, my master. Yes, my master. この私、こうすると知識を引き